Hello students, in the previous class we have seen the principle and introduction of the solvent extraction. So according to this, what we know the solvent extraction mean? So the solvent extraction is nothing but the separation of two layers in a mixture. That when we call it as what here? Solvent extraction. So coming to here, today we are going to discuss about techniques of the solvent extraction. So the techniques or experimental procedure is same here. It is having three techniques. First one is batch extraction, second one continuous extraction, third one Craig counter current extraction. So let us discuss the first one, batch extraction. So the batch extraction, which is very recently used and everyone will use this extraction in their laboratory only for small amount of the compound. Okay, so now let us see what is batch extraction. So I have told you in the previous class, the principle depends upon the distribution constant or distribution law. So what is distribution law? The ratio of the concentrations of two phases at constant temperature, which is in equilibrium. That one we call it as distribution law, right? So the ratio of the concentration of two phases is constant at constant temperature, which is in equilibrium condition. That one we call it as distribution law. So the solvent extraction is going to depend upon this distribution law. So now coming to batch extraction. So here you have taken a compound which is containing two mixtures. Okay, so let us take one is water, which is known as aqueous layer. Another one is organic layer. Organic layer is, let us take for example oil. General example, oil we are taking. So here we are not adding any extracting solvent. We are not adding any solvent to this. Okay, so when you have been seen, means this one before extraction. So what happens here, what will happen? The batch extraction will occur mainly when distribution coefficient is high. Distribution coefficient is high. Whenever this is high, then we are going to do this extraction technique. Okay. So now what happens? Which is the simplest method? The solvent extraction funnel is like this. This is a solvent extraction funnel. So then what happens here? Before extraction, without adding any solute or solvent, here I have not added any solute and solvent. So here this is a aqueous layer, this is a organic layer before extraction. Now after extraction, so what happens here? So here to this compound I have added here ether. Okay, so in the funnel I have added ether. So whenever I have added ether, then what happens? It will dissolve in organic layer and also aqueous layer. So whenever you are adding ether, it is going to dissolve in organic and aqueous layer. So then what happens? Then after adding ether, you have to shake well. Okay, when you shake well, then what happens? These are forming as a two layers. Like this, it is forming as a two layers. So one is aqueous layer, another one is organic layer. So after shaking, you have to keep this funnel for a 5 to 10 minutes in standard position. So why? Because the two layers will get separated. Means the two layers will be occurring in a constant motion. So whenever the two layers is obtained, then what you have to do? So you have to, the down part layer, which is known as aqueous layer, you have to filter that aqueous layer to the beaker. Okay, so when you are filtering this aqueous layer, still what remains? Organic layer remains. So means what happens here? After removing this aqueous layer, then you have to take this organic layer. Okay, so when you are taking this organic layer, so this organic layer, what happens? This organic layer is taken into another beaker. So when you have been taken another beaker, so then this one consists of ether also. Okay, this aqueous layer, whether it is dissolved in ether, but it is not having that much power of the ether. But coming to organic layer, this organic layer consists of ether. That's why we call it as organic layer, is also known as ether layer. So here the organic layer is mixed with more quantity of the ether is mixed with organic layer. So what you have to do, you have to remove this ether from the organic layer. So then what you will do, whenever you are doing practical, as we are doing practical on the organic compounds of functional groups, same like that you will continue to aqueous compound. And here what happens, to in the meanwhile, when you are doing practical, in the meanwhile what you have to do, in the another beaker you have to take the organic liquid. After that you have to evaporate this. Why we are evaporating? Because the ether compound, if suppose it is present, if ether compound is present in between organic compound, then you have to remove that ether and you have to get pure organic compound. So that's why I'm taking here evaporation process and also aqueous layer. After evaporation you are going to get only pure organic layer. So this is about batch extraction. In the simply what we can say here, if the distribution coefficient is high, then this is the technique we are going to use. Before the extraction what happens, there will be 2 layers organic aqueous. After adding solvent, after adding extracting solvent, it will settle at the 2 layers. We will be removing aqueous layer and we are getting here organic layer. Okay, so this is nothing but batch extraction. Next, continuous, next method is, next technique is here continuous extraction. So when it will happen, the continuous extraction is nothing but here when distribution coefficient is low. When the distribution coefficient is low. If suppose if you are having the low distribution coefficient, so then what happens, we can take mixture of the compounds in a separating funnel. When you take mixture of the compounds in a funnel, solvent extracting funnel, then what happens here, it will be very difficult. Why? Because the mixture of the compound will bring more complications here. So that's why it is difficult to separate the mixture of the compounds here. Okay, see what happens. So whenever the distribution coefficient is low or partition coefficient, means the KD is low, then what happens, we have, if you take mixture of the compounds to separate, then what happens, the compound, the separation will be very difficult. Why? Because it will bring complications. So then we are having 2 conditions. So what are those 2 conditions? The first condition is heavier than water. Second one, lighter than water. What is first one? Heavier than water. Second one, lighter than water. Heavier than water is nothing but what here? If you take an organic compound, heavier is nothing but the organic compounds when you are taking like cyclohexane. Okay, so these are the heavier compounds. Sorry. So heavier than water is lighter compounds. Here we are going to take benzene, ether and hexane. Coming to heavier means here acetone, aniline. So these are the compounds, heavier molecules. The heavier molecules consist of phenol, acetone, aniline, organic compounds. Lighter compounds is nothing but benzene, ether and hexane. Okay. So now what happens? Let us see the first condition. If you take heavier than water. So here, this is the solvent which is higher than water. Okay. So it is having more distribution coefficient than water. Okay, so water is having less distribution coefficient and solvent is having more distribution coefficient. So coming to here, we are keeping a column, fractionating column this is. So why we use fractionation distillation? Why? Because to separate the, to get the purified compounds or to separate the pure compounds, that's why we are using here fractionating column. So now what happens here, we are taking organic solvent. Okay, so I have taken organic compound in the reservoir. This consists of reservoir, okay, so this is a reservoir. It consists of organic compound and also it is also an organic compound plus aqueous compound here. So now what happens means, when you are heating this compound, this organic compound, whenever you are heating this organic compound, so then what happens, it is the vapors. For example, general example, if you take water, when you boil water, what happens, the vapors are coming up, right? In the same way, when you're heating this organic compound, these vapors are going towards the condenser. Okay, so then condenser, what happens, it is releasing as a vapors and drop by drop wise it is forming as a solution. Means the water droplets are coming into the organic compound. Listen carefully, once again I am saying here, in the reservoir I am taking organic compound, here also organic compound. So what happens here, this organic compound is heated. So whenever you are heating this organic compound, it is starting to give vapors. So the vapors will go through condenser and the condenser will give dropwise vapors to the organic compound. Means what, the water droplets are falling to the organic compound. So means what, the water is mixing to the organic. So then what happens, again this aqueous, means whenever the water droplets are formed, also the organic compound, again what happens, the organic compounds is releasing as vapors again and it is passing through the reservoir and it is again, means the process is repeating here continuously. Whenever you are heating this compound, it is forming as a vapors, aqueous layer, and again what happening, the organic compound is forming vapors and passing to the reservoir. So means what happens, this one we call it as upward displacement. Why? Because so whenever, downward displacement we can say here, this is a downward displacement. Why? Because the vapors are coming down. Okay, this is a downward displacement. Why we say downward displacement is nothing but here the vapors are coming down here, right? Whenever you are heating this compound, if it is moving downward direction, this one we call it as downward displacement. When it will happen, when solvent is higher than water. Next one, solvent is lower than water. So this is the first condition we have discussed. Next condition is the solvent is lower than water. Lower than water means which type of compounds we are taking, benzene, ether, hexane. Okay, if suppose the distribution coefficient is high for water and if distribution coefficient is low for solvent, then what happens, let us see. If suppose the distribution coefficient is less than water, so then what happens here, here also you are taking organic compound, here also you are taking organic compound. So now what happening means, here inside the beaker we have inserted fractionating column and this is a funnel. This is a funnel and this is a fractionating column. So when you heat this reservoir, what happens, it is coming as a vapors. Then what happening, the vapors are, whenever it is passing into solution, the vapors are increasing, means it is ascending the vapors. So here descending the vapors and here ascending the vapors, means what, the vapors are moving upward direction. Here the vapors are moving what, here upward direction. So then what happens, whenever it is moving upward direction, automatically again the vapors are going into the organic compound. So means the like this, whenever you heat, the process is continuing. If you observe here, the process is continuously doing this one, then there is no stop of the extraction. So then how you will be getting the mixture of the compounds, then how you will be separating? So that's why we say that this continuous extraction is not a correct method, we can say. Why? Because the extracting liquid, whatever it is passing continuously through the stationary liquid, so this is the extracting liquid, so this is the stationary liquid. Okay, so means what, it contains solute whenever the compound is removed. Until the solvent is removed, it contains the solute. Okay, so this is about continuous extraction. So here in both the techniques, if you have been seen, the solvent is going to dissolve and we are extracting the solute, and it is done continuously, right? So the solvent is evaporated into a boiling flask. So now next what happens, next one we are having Craig counter method. Craig counter method. So this method is very simple and very accurate. This method is very simple and accurate in analytical analysis, we can say. Why? Because it is a time saving process also, we can say. So this was discovered by Craig. Okay, so we can easily separate the compounds here. Okay, so now what happens, Craig counter method. What is the Craig counter method? Is nothing but it is a very useful method to separate biomolecules, peptides, hormones and other natural products. To separate natural products, we can use this method. Okay, but if you take a single stage, the separation will not be done. Okay, it is a multi-stage process. So this is a multi-stage process. If you take only this stage, it is not going to separate the compound. So this one we call it as counter extraction. Okay, so this one we call it as what? Counter extraction. The apparatus whatever we are using here, that one we call it as what here? Craig counter current apparatus. It consists of a series of glass tubes. See here. So if you take only one compound, only one stage, the separation is not going to form here. If you take multiple stages only, the separation is possible and you are going to get a pure solvent and pure solute. Okay, so that's why we call it as what here? Counter extraction. So whatever apparatus we are using, this one we call it as Craig counter current apparatus. It consists of series of glass tube. If you have been observed, this is one glass tube, this is one glass tube, this is means different series of glass tubes we are taking. Okay, so this extraction can be completely at the same time only we are going to do when solvent layer is separated. Okay, so now what happens, let us see what is the process is going to happen. Let us see here. So I have taken a solvent here. When I have taken solvent in A, so here I have not added any extracting solvent. Already I have taken here solvent. So means what, here the number is 0. Why? Because I have not added any solvent, no. So means what, this solvent is obtained until equilibrium is obtained in B. From A I have taken solvent which is already in the tube, which is taken as a 0. When you add extracting solvent to this compound, then what happens, the B also will get, means equilibrium mixture is going to get. Okay, for example, I have been taking here, this is a thing, one is 500 milligrams of organic solvent, 500 milligrams of aqueous solvent. So now I have taken in a separating funnel with a number 0. With a number 0, I have not transferring this one to any tube. Okay, so now what happens, without adding any solvent, this is a 1000 ml of the compound, which is lighter than water, we can say. So means what, the funnel is 0. Now this is in equilibrium position, and you are going to separate this compound, and it will enter into C, then D, and it will form as a E, which will get a pure compound. So this is the process. So now this one only I have turned here. See here clearly, this compound I have turned, this tube I have turned like this, and it is came as a like this. Now what I am doing means, here I am adding compound to C. Whenever I am adding compound to C, it passes to D. Okay, so I have tilted this tube. Whenever I have turned this tube, means I tilted this tube, I have added solvent to C. This C is passed through D until equilibrium mixture is, means what, there is a transfer of the liquid happening here. So here what happens, we are going to form a 2 layers, that is 250 milligrams of organic solvent, 250 milligrams of organic solvent and 250 milligrams of aqueous solvent, 250 milligrams of aqueous solvent. So this is a funnel 0, this is a funnel 1. So here what I had in 1000 ml, this 1000 ml, from this 1000 ml, from 500 ml what happens, 250 milligrams of organic solvent, which is in first position A and B. When you tilted, when you turn this one again, what happens, it is forming as a equilibrium. Okay, so means what, so then what happens, it is forming as a C and it is collected into E. Again when you keep it in same position, when you keep it in same position, what happens, the D solution will pass to the E. What happening, now we have taken a second separating funnel, which is designated as number 1. Then the upper layer is first separating funnel is transferred into second separating funnel. Now what happens in the third, same thing we are taking. See here 3 conditions I am showing. In the first condition I am taking solution in A, then there is no movement of the solution. When you take in the solution, when you reverse this one, when you reverse this tube, means what, here we are taking a C in horizontal position, it is passing to D, then it is giving mixture to the, it is transferring mixture to the A and B transferring mixture to the C and D. This is the second condition. And third condition, coming to third condition, 125 mg of organic solvent, 125 mg of organic solvent, 125 mg of organic solvent, and here 125 mg of aqueous solvent, 125 mg of aqueous solvent. So here what happening, here after this position again I am keeping this one in original position. So this is a funnel 0, 1, 2. So after 1 what I am transferring, I am transferring to second position, that is D to E. Again it is passing from D to E. It is passing from C to D, the second position. After that D to E it is transferring, and which is separated as a. So now what happens, it is designated as a 2, and here second funnel is transferred into third funnel. Okay, so means what, here we will get pure aqueous solvent. After transferring, what we are getting, pure aqueous solvent. So this all will be done in same time. This extraction is going to be in the same time. Okay, so there is no time wastage here. At the same time the separation is going to Done. So this is nothing but Craig counter method, which we can easily separate the aqueous solvent and organic solvent through stages. If you take generally a rack or a cupboard, so when you take rack or a cupboard, how it will be? So if you have been observed, so there will be like this only, some like stages it is going to be, right? This is first stage, second stage, third stage. So like this it is going to be, right? So like this we are having the stages. So here the same the apparatus will be also like stages, series of compounds we can take, mixture of compounds we can take to get the pure aqueous solvent and organic solvent. We can easily remove the aqueous and organic solvent by using extracting solvent. Okay, so these are the methods of these are the techniques of the solvent extraction. The first technique what here? Batch extraction. Second extraction, continuous extraction. Third extraction we have been taking Craig counter extraction, which is a very useful and simplest method. When you take burette, pipette, conical flask, funnel, so these all will come under this extraction. Okay, in the next class we can see the factors of the solvent extraction. Thank you.